Oh, look, it's starting to get fall and pretty-ish. I wouldn't say that we're at peak foliage yet. It's starting to look nice. It does get really pretty this time of year. Till then they turn brown and fall on the ground. But yeah, pretty. That one's like all red and pretty. I'm just sitting here because it's really nice outside. I'm enjoying the last couple days of nice before it starts getting to be winter and stupid. And it looks like my dad's home, but I don't see him. He must be out walking. My dad's amazing. Let me tell you a quick story about my dad. We're both kind of similar. So my dad, for the past year or so, he was dealing with this really stupid hernia, and it was kind of really restricting his activity. And then over the summer, he finally got to have surgery for it, which was kind of dumb at the time. You know, you got to recover from surgery. But then once he gets better, he immediately just like starts walking. And my dad's been walking for like 4 or 5 miles almost every day. He just goes on these epic walks and he walks as fast as possible. He's always trying to push his pace. So when I started really getting into running and exercising more, it was basically soon after I had my last MS relapse this past summer. Luckily the relapse wasn't that bad, but I was still quite limited during that relapse. It was hard to walk, a bunch of other crappy symptoms, and I couldn't work. I had a job at the time and I couldn't go to the job, and it's just, it really sucks being that sick that you can't do anything. The same thing with my dad. He had to take some time off work for his surgery. I just remember, you know, when I was sick, and basically every time I was sick, and you can't really do stuff, or in my case, you can't even really move your legs that well. I just remember laying there and fantasizing about running. Like, I just wanted to get up and run. I've never been a runner in my entire life, but I just wanted to, it just felt like in my head it was just freedom for my situation. So now the difference between me and my dad, he used to be an athlete. He did all sorts of stuff in high school, football, wrestling. Unlike me, I did nothing. All I did was Pop-Tarts and band. Yeah, I guess the same thing for him. You know, it's just hard when you can't really do anything. It just makes you want to get up and go. It kind of like goes back to, you know, there's that saying, gets worse before it gets better. Like, if my dad didn't have to have that stupid surgery and didn't have to be sick at home for an annoyingly long amount of time, maybe he might not have been compelled to start his walking regimen and to start eating better, because now it's basically kicked off a health kick for him, and he's been losing a lot of weight lately. And maybe the same thing with me. Like, maybe if that didn't happen, I wouldn't have been compelled to finally get up and really start taking the Couch to 5K program seriously. I had started and stopped it a million times, but one day I was like, F this, I'm gonna finish it. I wanna get up, I wanna run, let's do this. Sometimes I guess we don't really notice the blessings except in retrospect, like looking back on it, like, wow, you know, that actually turned out to be a good thing. And in fact, now that I'm thinking about it, thinking about my relapse, the job that I was working at the time, it's not the job that I had now. It was somewhere else. I'm not going to get into it, but basically I did not like that job at all. Kind of could not stand it. And then I got sick. Because of that, I'm not working there anymore. And now I'm working where I wanted to work, at my old job. Perfect timing. And all this was possible because of that terrible relapse that I was so upset about at the time. I don't know if you guys understand how depressed I was during my last relapse. Now, because of it, I ended up where I wanted to be. But it's hard to think of it that way when you're going through something hard. Bad things can lead to good things when you're proactive. My dad could have felt compelled to get up and walk and to start this new regimen because of his surgery and not gotten up and decided to start walking. Like, he could have just not done it. Or I could have stayed at my previous job even though my coworkers were crappy about me needing time off. Like, I could have stayed and dealt with it. And maybe, you know, that would have been easier for me. I would have kept the same paycheck, or it'd be easier for my dad. You know, sitting and watching TV is easier than walking 5 miles. I think my point's made. Alright, I'm pressing the stop button. I was just talking about you.
Duration.
Let me see. I'm getting it on camera if you don't mind. Wait, hold on. It's gotta focus. Yeah.
1 hour, 40 seconds. I just missed a mile.
Can I have a high five? Do you mind being in the vlog?
Yeah.
Alright.